Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice Beetlejuice stars Winona Ryder, Catherine O'Hara, Jenna Ortega, and is directed by Tim Burton. What's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new 2024 review. I saw Beetlejuice Beetlejuice last night. I was just exhausted by the time I got home. Just a long day. So I decided I'll just take the night off and then I'll record it. Plus, all the press, they get the reviews out pretty much stat, and I figured you guys would watch all those anyway. Maybe take a day, and then you get to watch the Drumdums review of Beetlejuice Beetlejuice, which is great, right? Before we get started, subscribe to the channel. I literally have like 5 other videos, many of them new releases, recorded. Like Subservience, that one's coming out real soon. The original Beetlejuice, which I might put that on Drumdums Xtra, which is also another channel that you should subscribe to, my second channel. That's where I put a lot of like live stream clips and whatnot and stuff like that. But sometimes like classic reviews, I might start doing that. So yeah, be sure to jump on the Drumdums train. We got a lot going on, and yeah, there's a lot to keep me exhausted, okay? But I always want to put out the best product that I possibly can for you guys. But anyway, we're going to jump into Beetlejuice Beetlejuice, and I'm going to give you a quick plot synopsis to start it off. So this takes place 36 years. I think the only other sequel, like direct sequel to an original movie that takes place that long might be Top Gun. Okay, so these two I think are tied. But 36 years, and we're catching up with Winona Ryder, who plays Lydia, and her stepmother Delia Dietz. There's a lot of spoilery type stuff that I'm going to avoid in this review. If you've seen the first movie, then do you really need a plot synopsis? We're catching up with them. But Lydia has a daughter played by Jenna Ortega by the name of Astrid. Astrid does not really get along with her mother. Her mother, you know, she sees ghosts, if you remember the first movie, right? So we can profit on that via this douchebag Rory, played by Justin Theroux, who's always great in everything he does. But Astrid, yeah, she's just not really happy with her mother at all, which is common, you know? Teenagers and their mothers, they fight all the time, right? So this, why not capitalize on that, you know, plot line? Jenna Ortega is really a welcome addition to this. She runs into this young love interest type character by the name of Jeremy, who is kind of a question mark. There's really a lot of subplots going on in this movie. So many characters, but they're balanced out perfectly. You got Monica Bellucci, who doesn't age, by the way, and she plays the soul-sucking ex-wife of Beetlejuice, and she's on the hunt for Beetlejuice. So that's kind of her mission in this movie, to get to Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice, of course, he is infatuated with Lydia and wants her to be his wife, just like in the first movie. And there's a lot of other plot elements, but that's kind of your main course of the movie, you know, those two plot lines. But it sounds exhausting with all of it going on, but let me tell you, Tim Burton directs this thing beautifully. 36 years after the first movie, you can tell that, hey, if we're going to do this, let's make it count. And I always like to say, just to keep it simple to you guys, okay? You can compare this to what Terminator 2 is to Terminator, right? Not saying that Terminator is worse or better than Terminator 2, but Terminator 2 is just a much bigger movie, much more epic. And I think that's what Beetlejuice Beetlejuice is. It's so big, so epic. You can tell the budget is bigger, bigger cast. But the first movie is still extremely important. You know, everything is grounded on that first movie and just expanded. And it feels like it hasn't missed a beat. And luckily, I just watched the first movie for the first time last week. I would urge you guys to give the first one a fresh watch before you watch this one, if you haven't watched it recently, because it will make this experience so much better for you, because there's so many callbacks to the original. There's so many, I guess you could call them even like Easter eggs to the original. But man, it is just a really fun movie, and you will definitely be full at the end of this movie. This is a meal of a movie, so much to chew on, and I just had a blast. I could not, like, I was on a high, right? I was just elated after watching this, and I never thought that Beetlejuice Beetlejuice would be the movie this year that just really is so freaking fun. I guess I should have known better though, right? It's just a really unique plot. Even talking about the first movie, the character of Beetlejuice. Now, if you remember back in the first movie, Michael Keaton is not in that movie, but maybe like a little over 15 minutes, something like that. He definitely gets more time to shine in this movie, which you could say that kind of works to the movie's benefit to have a smaller amount of Beetlejuice. You know, I guess make it count. Kind of like what they did with Heath Ledger's Joker in The Dark Knight. Because he sets a major plot point in this movie with Monica Bellucci's character, you're going to see him more, okay? As far as comedy goes, this movie is quite hilarious. And I got to say, big surprise here, Catherine O'Hara steals the freaking show. Every single scene she is in, I'm just gut laughing ferociously. That's the best adjective I can give you. But really, everybody has their moment to shine. Of course, it's Michael Keaton's. This is his movie, but don't just depend on him. I didn't even mention Willem Dafoe being in this, playing an actor and making fun of the narcissism and the vanity aspect of acting. And this is nothing new. We see this all the time in movies, and we love laughing at how preposterous the lifestyle of an actor is. And you're going to get a lot of laughs out of Willem Dafoe in this for sure. But there's also a lot of heart, especially with Lydia, Winona Ryder. I think this might be my favorite performance of Winona Ryder out of everything I've seen her in. And boy, is she an icon. She's been in so many movies. But I guess in the later part of her career, this is the best. And I'd say I even prefer her over the first movie. And she's irresistible in the first movie. The first movie had great musical moments in it. This is no different. The last act is really big and bombastic. There's some great Halloween atmosphere. I'd say even more than the first movie. So I can tell you, this is a movie that it's going to be like an annual holiday classic. People are going to be watching this in the month of October and the first movie. Guys, I really have no cons for this movie. It was so freaking fun. It's great for the family. Although there is a good amount of blood. I would even say there's some moments I'm like, wait, is this rated R? Because they really surprise you with how much blood is in some scenes. But it definitely has a lighthearted feel to it, if that makes sense. But yeah, Trapped on a Freaking Island. This movie is amazing. And this is like your big blockbuster fall movie of the year, if that makes sense, right? And what a way to kick off the fall season, now that we're in September. And speaking of that, I just dropped my mid-year top 10 where I ranked everything from May to August. I just dropped a horror one. I'm going to do a non-horror one as well. Jesus, I have so much to freaking record. But there's also going to be a September to December. And there's a good chance this could be in the top 3 of that list. This was so freaking fun. So let me know what you guys think of Beetlejuice when you get a chance to see it. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Also, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks, where we talk horror all day and every day on Fridays, Duty Free for Fridays. Follow me at Drumdums on all my socials, support me on Patreon, buy me a coffee. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Drumdum out.